Let's now veer into the aviation industry because this space is ready to brace the challenges and opportunities of travels in 2021. Already, the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority has revealed that it has lost nearly 95% of its revenue income due to the novel coronavirus inflicted ban on foreign travel. Now we have a vaccine. Flights have resumed amid high expectations for this year. Well, listen to this interview I had with the aviation minister last year, Joseph Kofi Ada, for the prospects of the aviation sector this year.
I see the future of air traffic being as important, if not more important, in helping to speed up the development of the world, in particular the transformation of Ghana. The investors who come to Ghana with ideas, with funds, fly into Ghana. So we are more or less the face of the investment in Ghana. Tourists who come to Ghana generally come by air. They come through us. The unfortunate COVID-19 pandemic has made us to learn. I think we're wiser. We count on health professionals to come up with whether it's vaccines or any other way of curtailing this. One that's done. People have lost so much business that they will want to come quickly and try to make up for that. So I see it being more dynamic than even it's been in the past. I see a lot of traveling taking place. Even though the Zoom conferencing and telecasting is taking place, it's not the same as the handshake, it's not the same as meeting face-to-face, negotiating and come to compromising and signing agreements and that sort of thing. I see it's taking off rapidly going to next year. I cannot say that can go into the end of this year, but I think that between now and the last quarter of the year, I see all kinds of ideas that would come to solve this problem that we're confronted with. Going to next year, I think the availability of infrastructure, the world-class nature of the infrastructure and the service delivery, that would make us competitive to other operators globally. It's what we should be looking to do as Ghana. Bear in mind that Ghanaians travel a lot. We go to Europe, we go to North America, we go to South America now, we go to Asia. It's not going to stop. If we're able to solve the problem of the COVID-19, Ghanaians will still want to go there and do business. And so I see it still being more dynamic, being more active, contributing a lot more. And I think the fundamental policy direction of the ministry, which is the aviation-driven development agenda that we have in mind, we want to make sure that any infrastructure that we develop is going to add a lot more, 3, 4, 5 times that to the general development of the nation. For instance, the airport city within which we sit now is just an example of what one gentleman, Wing Commander Mensah, introduced back in the late 90s and it took off in the early 2000s. We are trying to do that all over the country. If you go to Tamale, for instance, we're looking at the airport city enclave where people have already made proposals on what they should put out there. Kumasi Airport City is there. We have an aviation convention center that we plan to make this aviation hub for convention, exhibition, conference facilities for the aviation sector. There's a lot of conferencing, tourism work that goes on and a lot of revenue coming out of that. That we hope that we can do. Kumasi being a cultural center for us in Ghana and being a business area, being dynamic in terms of business activity, that's something that we have some land that we're working on to try and develop that. We want to get all those things ready so that as we go into next year, you know, the transformation of the sector would be done by this. And so wherever we go and set up an airport city, the smart city concept will be introduced, where all of the civil works, all of the engineering has been done in such a manner that all the things that we want to do, to deal with in terms of making Ghana clean, in terms of drains being so well done, the water is flowing smoothly without floods and all of these things. We are trying to use the aviation sector to drive the development effort, to use the smart city concept to transform Ghana where metropolitan authorities can also learn from and try to work with their constituents to get things done. There's a lot more that can happen with aviation, and I see aviation playing a bigger role going to the future.
Well, that was an interview the aviation minister granted us last year. So what lies ahead for the aviation sector? Shawn Mendes is an aviation expert and the former CEO of Africa World Airlines. And he has made a list of 5 key developments that will happen in the aviation space this year. If we could pull it up, the top 5 trends in air travel in 2021. First, he says biosecurity is here to stay. Second, domestic and regional travel will see a boost. Also, self-service technology will become more prevalent and cheaper travel options for everyone. And the fifth being catering is on the way out as people focus more on the need for sanitary travel. Well, interesting predictions there, but he joins us via Zoom to explain his points. Shawn, we're so grateful that you joined us. Interesting points you laid out there, but if you could expatiate, first of all, you made mention of that biosecurity is here to stay. How so?
Good afternoon, Charles. Yeah, I think biosecurity is the current buzzword, and I think it's already becoming pretty much a standard when you are traveling. You think of getting your air ticket, you think of getting your passport, your visa, and now you're thinking of getting your COVID test or your vaccination proof or whatever other biosecurity protocols are going to become required for international travel. And this will vary across different countries around the world. So I think that is a trend that is going to be here definitely for not just 2021, but beyond that. And, it's not something that may seem as a huge change for people in Africa, where we've been used to traveling with yellow fever cards and things as such. But I think on a more global basis, this biosecurity documentation and the proof of biosecurity is going to become a integral part of the travel experience. Interesting.
Domestic and regional travel to see a boost?
Well, I think, we've already seen this. Domestic travel is a lot easier. Okay. Regional travel, if you're just going from Nigeria to Ghana, for example, is a lot simpler right now for people to travel closer to home within their home countries or neighboring countries than it is to be traveling long haul. If you're right now, a lot of the traditional tourist markets, such as Europe and North America, are still essentially closed to international visitors, while markets close to home, no matter which country you're in, most countries are open to domestic travel. And there's plenty of opportunities for people people in Ghana to explore the north, to explore Takoradi, to explore all sorts of things. And I think, domestic and regional air transport will get a boost from that.
Are we going to be expecting some new entrants?
I think there's always going to be the potential for new entrants where a good opportunity exists. I know a lot of people are talking about entering the market. The business case definitely exists for people to do well in airlines in Ghana in the near future. It's how well people can execute on that.
Great. Let's now end on this very good note. Cheaper travel options. We know AFTA is here. Briefly, if you could explain to us what you mean by cheaper travel options for air travelers.
Well, I think the key to this is when airlines get back to their pre-pandemic schedules, or at least begin to grow back into that, there's going to be a lot of empty seats. The demand is not going to recover until the supply is put into the market. So the people who move first, those who are willing to travel as soon as borders begin to open and so forth, will have the ability to take advantage of some very good deals that undoubtedly are going to be out there. We've seen Emirates do this already with offering hotel stays and stuff for visitors to Dubai. And I think you'll see this with a lot of airlines, a lot of governments who will incentivize travel by reducing fares, by reducing taxes, and, getting people back and moving again. So if you're ready to move, there's some very good deals coming to you probably in the middle of 2021.
Great to hear that. Shawn Mendes, we're grateful that he joined us. He's an aviation expert and of course the former CEO of Africa World Airlines, sharing with us the prospects of air travel in 2021.